Remember not too long ago when all of us as Vikings fans were basically chomping at the bit to figure out who is going to be the new quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. And then time went on. We end up signing Sam Darnold in free agency for 1 year, and everyone's expecting him to be a bridge quarterback, knowing that we're going into the 2024 NFL draft selecting a quarterback. That is what the Minnesota Vikings are going to do. At least that is what we all assumed was going to happen. And it did, right? We selected JJ McCarthy with the 10th overall pick, trading up just one spot, I do believe, with the New York Jets. And everyone is absolutely ecstatic about JJ McCarthy, and rightfully so. He is the future for the Minnesota Vikings. Now, when does that future start is another question. Because as of right now, currently, Sam Darnold is wowing coaches and actually impressing coaches with what he's been able to do, how mature he is. And Josh McCown spoke on it a little bit. And during these OTAs and now mandatory minicamp, which I believe has just started up for the Minnesota Vikings and 8 or 9 other teams, Sam Darnold is in first place. Okay, he is the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings moving forward. And I knew that was going to be the case as soon as we drafted JJ McCarthy. There was a lot of people out there who said, okay, well, we got Sam Darnold, but what has he really done, right? He was with the New York Jets, really didn't amount to anything, but you have to remember the Jets are historically a terrible franchise other than the Joe Namath eras. Then he goes over to the Carolina Panthers. Again, no success. But honestly, what are the Carolina Panthers? Right now, to me, they're a dumpster fire with an owner that doesn't know what they're doing. Okay, I do not like what they have going on in Carolina. So it wasn't a successful situation or a situation where he could succeed in. Then he finds his way with the San Francisco 49ers. However, they already had Brock Purdy, so Sam Darnold's the backup. Trey Lance ends up getting shipped out of town, and Sam Darnold is now officially in line to be number 2, and if Brock Purdy goes down, Sam can step in. Well, last year we watched the Vikings struggle mightily with backup quarterback play. Josh Dobbs, we thought was the pastronaut, thought was the savior, wasn't the case. Nick Mullins comes in, throws for 400 yards. Pretty cool, right? But he also threw 4 picks in that game or whatever the case was. Just it wasn't good. And Jaron Hall goes out with that concussion. He never sees the field again the rest of the season. I believe at least maybe one time he did after that. But we knew going into this season, we're going to draft a quarterback, the face of the franchise. As of right now, it's this man, Justin Jefferson. Shout out to the contract. But he's going to be the quarterback, the franchise quarterback, JJ McCarthy. But we also knew we needed help at the backup quarterback spot. We cannot throw Nick Mullins in there again and expect an absolute fantastic outing from him. Yeah, he's going to throw 400 yards, but he's going to throw a couple picks. And when you have a backup quarterback, those picks could be very detrimental to the team's success. And Sam Darnold seemed like the logical option. A guy who's been there, has proven he can be a starter in this league with terrible franchises. Okay, he's won some games for the New York Jets and the Carolina Panthers. But as of right now, it seems as if Sam Darnold is well ahead of JJ McCarthy, and that's as to be assumed, right? And a rookie, first year in the NFL, trying to learn the system, learn the schemes and everything like that. And Sam Darnold's been here, done that. Yes, it's a whole different scheme, it's a whole different team and stuff like that, but he's more mature. He understands what he needs to do with it, not only his body, but how he needs to study the playbook, how he needs to, read routes and stuff like that. But Sam Darnold is leaving quite the impression early on with the Minnesota Vikings so far. So let's get right into it. Before we do, make sure to subscribe to the channel. So in an article by Sports Illustrated on a Vikings page, it said new Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold is reportedly leaving quite the impression early on in his tenure with the Minnesota Vikings. Sam Darnold, just 26 years old, joined the Vikings this offseason after Kirk Cousins left for the Falcons. Now, the former 3rd overall pick is now on his 4th team since entering the league in 2018. Stints with the Jets and the Panthers both ended in failure. While his season as a backup in San Francisco in 2023 seems to have rejuvenated his career just a little bit, right? You go to that Kyle Shanahan system and you start learning some things. Kind of weird how that happens, right? But it's early. Okay, but the idea of a quarterback competition between Sam Darnold and rookie JJ McCarthy may be premature. Okay, here's what Tom Pelissero said on NFL Network on Tuesday's episode of The Insiders. Everything that I've heard so far is that Sam Darnold has had a really good spring. He's dialed in. Okay, he is talented. He was a third overall pick back in 2018. He's got a huge arm, can make plays. It's just been about the consistency, limiting those types of really bad plays that can completely blow up a game. And also, Tom Pelissero basically followed up with saying, like, I would be remiss, I would be shocked if Sam Darnold is just going to give the starting job up, basically. Like, not just like, I'm the backup, JJ, you can be the starter. Not like that kind of sense. Like, he's not going to underperform. He's not going to show that I just want to be a backup here. He's going to go out there and fight for the starting job, and rightfully so, because he deserves it, right? Now, Darnold has reportedly been taking a majority of the first team snaps during Vikings OTAs, while McCarthy, the 10th overall pick in the draft, adapts to life in the NFL. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell has refused to say when McCarthy could take over, choosing instead to remain patient with the 21-year-old's development. The patient the team is leading into with McCarthy likely means that Darnold has a good shot of being the starting quarterback week 1 against the Giants. Now, Purple's insiders Matthew Collier also had high praise for the early returns on Darnold in a recent mailbag when he was asked to compare Darnold to McCarthy. Here's what he said. They definitely have similar velocity on the ball. Darnold is more refined with his throwing. There's more touch on the ball, and it comes out pretty effortlessly. Darnold's ability to make throws without a good platform can really wow you. He doesn't need space or momentum or even a windup to put velo on the ball. I don't see that exactly with McCarthy, though when he's on the move or stepping into throws, they are just as fast. So you can see that McCarthy's on the right track. He's looking really good. I've heard a lot of good things about J.J. McCarthy so far through OTAs and how the organization views him and his teammates view him and stuff like that. Like Jordan Addison spoke very highly of J.J. McCarthy. But what Sam Darnold is basically showing us right now is that with a couple years under your belt, you're going to be more refined. You're going to have the know-it-all of what to do with the ball, right? You're going to make those right decisions compared to, I'm going to throw to this check down because A, B, and C are blocked up, but the check down's wide open, where McCarthy might try to force it to A, B, or C when they might have a little bit tighter coverage when he should have just went to the check down, right? Tom Brady made a living off the check down throws. There's other quarterbacks that have done that in the past. So we got to clean up those things a little bit. But right now, currently, and I've said this as soon as J.J. McCarthy's got drafted, Sam Darnold is going to be the quarterback starting week 1. Now, when does McCarthy take over? Time will tell. How does Sam Darnold perform week in and week out? Or is he turning the ball over? Is he making the right decisions? Is he getting the wins for our Minnesota Vikings? Right? We're trying to make another playoff push. Let's get to the playoffs this season. I know it's far-fetched. I know it's going to be tough to do so, but I think with the weapons we have on offense, the Hockenson, the Addison, the Justin Jefferson, the newly acquired Aaron Jones, I mean, this team has enough firepower to make things happen. Now, defensively, we really have to turn it up a notch. But Dallas Turner, I've been hearing some good things. Christian Darrisaw spoke highly of him, especially with a spin move that apparently is quicker than what Daniil Hunter had in his arsenal. So things are looking really good. This quarterback battle is one to kind of not really like watch with both eyes like wide open, but it's one to, kind of keep in the back of your mind that yes, there is a battle going on, but right now, currently, Sam Darnold is in the poll car, if you want to say, or like in the poll. I don't understand how that works, but he's number 1. Okay, and it's going to continue to be that way until Sam Darnold proves otherwise or until J.J. McCarthy proves otherwise. Like this battle is going to be ongoing. We're going to see what Justin Jefferson can do in these mandatory mini camp with J.J. McCarthy and how he takes these first team reps and stuff like that and how well he's processed the system up to this point. But currently, Sam Darnold is wowing the Minnesota Vikings coaching staff and organization. And right now, he seems to be the front runner to start week 1 against the New York Giants. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks, and Skol Vikes.